Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. Have you ever wondered about morality and justice? I'm sure you have. There are so many questions about morality that I'm sure some of them have crossed your mind, such as these. Why should I be honest? Is it true that no one is completely honest? Why should I take responsibility for the consequences of my actions? Why are some people thought to be good whereas others bad? What is a just society? Should social resources be distributed equally to everyone? Is it true that there is more justice in a socialist society than in a capitalist society? If you have wondered about those questions and you are still in search of answers, you should study ethics. Ethics, which is also known as moral philosophy, is a branch of philosophy that is concerned with several fundamental issues in life. First, it is about the rightness or wrongness of action. Second, it is about the virtue or vice of character of people. Third, it is about general issues of what is good and bad in society. And finally, ethics is about how you should live your life in relation to others. I have actually made a video about why everyone should study ethics. If you haven't watched that video, please check it out on my channel. Today, I want to talk about how you can study ethics by distinguishing two types of ethics, and how you should be careful not to confuse ethics with other subjects. But before that, I feel it necessary to mention and explain a couple of concepts that we often use in the study of ethics, just in case you are not familiar with them. First, what is a judgment? A judgment is a decision that you make based on your evaluation of the circumstances. A judgment can be a value judgment or factual judgment. A value judgment is a judgment of the rightness or wrongness of someone or something. If you make a value judgment about something, you form an opinion about it based on your principles and beliefs. On the other hand, a factual judgment is based on observable facts or quantitative analysis. For example, when you say, Professor Frank Zhu is fat, that is a factual judgment. But when you say, Professor Frank Zhu is too fat, that is a value judgment. Another concept which we often use in the study of ethics is claim. A claim is a statement that you make about a matter, hoping that your audience or reader will accept it. There are two types of claims. An objective claim or statement is a statement about a factual matter which can be proved either true or false. On the other hand, a subjective claim or statement is not about a factual matter. It is an expression of belief, opinion, or personal preference which cannot be proved right or wrong by common criteria. A claim can also be descriptive or normative. A descriptive claim is a claim that asserts that such and such is the case. A normative claim, on the other hand, is a claim that asserts that such and such ought to be the case. The two categories of descriptive and normative can be used to distinguish the two types of ethics, namely descriptive ethics and normative ethics. And that brings us to the subject of our discussion in today's video. In philosophical discussions, you may have read or heard these two statements. Everyone in this world is selfish, and everyone in this world ought to be selfish. Both are ethical claims or statements, but they express different meanings in ethics, and they suggest the two types of ethics or two different approaches to the study of ethics. The first is the so-called descriptive approach, such as in this statement, everyone in this world is selfish. It is a form of empirical research and often used in the social sciences. Social scientists observe and collect research data about human attitudes and behavior, and then they draw certain conclusions. Take the research on human nature, for example. Sociologists or psychologists, after observing how people behave in different situations, may conclude that human beings often act selfishly. So, they may make a statement, everyone in this world is selfish. The statement is only a description because no value judgments are made as to whether it is morally right or wrong, hence descriptive ethics. The second statement, everyone should be selfish, is a normative claim or statement. Unlike descriptive ethics, normative ethics goes beyond description and discusses whether human beings should or act in a certain way. Normative ethics is also known as prescriptive ethics because it is no longer describing how people do, but prescribing how they should do. Such an approach is known as a normative approach because it deals with norms or standards. We make normative moral value statements every day, even though we may not use words such as should or ought. For example, when we say abortion is immoral, we are making a normative value statement suggesting that it shouldn't be done. Ethics is not the only branch of philosophy that discusses values and value judgments. Aesthetics, which is the study of art and beauty, also deals with them. A work of art may carry some moral value because an artist wants to express some moral comments. For example, a photo of a frightened girl during a military battle, which reveals the cruelty of war. But essentially, when we say that a photo of the sunset is beautiful, or a painting is great, or a girl is pretty, we are speaking in terms of aesthetic rather than ethical or moral values. Sometimes the same words that we use in a moral sense are also used in a non-moral sense. When we say a photo of sunset is good, we are not speaking of its high moral value. Similarly, when we say that a knife is good, we are using the word in neither ethical value nor aesthetic value. We are simply saying that the knife cuts well. The word good carries moral value such as in he is a good person, which indicates a high moral standard. It may also carry non-moral value such as in it is a good car, which only refers to successful achievement of certain functions. Another area of human behavior that is closely related to ethics is etiquette or manners. Obviously, how we behave in certain types of situations has a lot to do with ethics. Being disrespectful, for example, is an ethical issue as well as bad manners. Talking back to a professor in a classroom is generally considered as both bad manners and morally unacceptable. It is true that if people have learned to behave correctly in social situations, they are more likely to behave correctly in moral situations. But it is also true that much of our behavior is non-moral and social. Much of what we do in daily life is only related to manners, which are essentially a matter of taste rather than a matter of ethics. We therefore should take care to distinguish between manners and morals when there is no clear connection between the two. For example, we should not consider it as an ethical issue when someone makes noise while eating or wearing sloppy clothes in formal social situations. Just because some people wear sloppy clothes doesn't mean they are immoral. Ill-mannered people are not necessarily immoral people. Well, that is all that I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.